Let's bring in Texas Republican Congressman Lamar Smith. Congressman, your thoughts on, well, first, Hillary Clinton's reaction last night on Jimmy Kimmel.
That was quite amazing because what she did was to not tell the truth about 15,000 emails. I don't know whether that's one big untruth or 15,000 untruths, but she had said she had turned over all of her work-related emails to the FBI. The FBI discovered there were 15,000 emails, work-related emails, that she had actually deleted and not turned over to the FBI. So this is more than just her laughing off that these are a few more boring emails. She did not tell the truth to the American people or the FBI.
And then let's talk about this pay-to-play, these renewed questions over pay-to-play with the release of these new emails that she sort of joked off there, and the ties between the Clinton State Department and the Family Foundation.
Well, clearly there were either illegal or unethical or conflict of interest when it came to individuals paying the Clinton Foundation and then expecting Mrs. Clinton to do them favors as Secretary of State. That is clearly wrong. That happened in any number of instances, and millions of dollars were given to the Clinton Foundation, clearly with the expectation that they were going to get a favor from the Secretary of State. That is not the way government should run. It is not the way a public servant should act.
Congressman David Webb here. I spoke to Tom Fitton last night. We had Robert Ray, former Whitewater investigator here. I have a question for you. Why hasn't Congress done this before? Why aren't they doing it now? You have the ability to appoint a special prosecutor. The laws exist. Tom said it last night on my show. Robert Ray talked about it. Why hasn't Congress acted on this? The Republicans are in control.
Right. A Republican control. We have two committees that have been having investigations. They've had oversight hearings and are looking into it. There is clearly a sense in Congress that Mrs. Clinton committed perjury.
But what about the special prosecutor, Congressman?
The special prosecutor can only be appointed by the Department of Justice.
Not according to Tom Fitton and Robert Ray, that Congress has the ability to bring back and put laws in place that exist and appoint a special prosecutor.
Oh, yeah, if we could pass a new law, but that will require the approval of the Senate, and that would require the signature of the President. No doubt he would veto any bill that we might pass and get through the Senate, which is no easy thing to do. But as right now, it's only the DOJ, the Department of Justice, that can set up a special prosecutor. You can guess the odds that that will happen.
You know, Congressman, this is Michael Block. You know, with all due respect, I'm hearing a lot about the judicial process, a lot of red tape, new laws needing to be passed. What's the goal here? Is the goal to prosecute Hillary Clinton, or is the goal to get people like her who abuse power out of power? If that's the goal, it should be shining a light on all these things, the fact that she used the State Department as a concierge service, and maybe that should be the focus here, to get Republicans in office, to get these people who are abusing power out of office. Can that be the goal rather than prosecution? What are your thoughts on that? Can that be done?
Well, I think, yeah, to me the goal here is to get the American people the facts, let them make up their own minds as to what Mrs. Clinton did that was wrong or illegal or unethical or regrettable. And we have to get those facts, and that's been the problem. The administration and Mrs. Clinton have not been forthcoming. They have not been truthful. They have not given us the information that we need. But quite frankly, that's one of the reasons why I think Donald Trump is getting more and more popular. He wants to shake things up in Washington. Clearly, there's not many people that like the way things are going in Washington. Two-thirds of the American people think the country's going the wrong direction. That's why we need a change of leadership in Washington.
Even though, Congressman, the polls have been tightening, though, Hillary Clinton leading in swing states, leading in national polls. Why doesn't this resonate? Her reaction on Jimmy Kimmel last night is like, because she knows people aren't going to go read the emails. She knows that Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton created a situation between the State Department and the Clinton Foundation that is such a morass that people can't get their hands around it.
Right. I do think the American people are paying more attention. You've seen in the last 24 hours, I think there were 2 national polls where Mr. Trump has gone up 3 points. So he's on the rebound. I think he will continue to go up. But we do need to get that information to the American people, and I thank you all for being willing to do that.
And I want to get an update from you, Congressman, that you recently subpoenaed 3 tech companies that declined to hand over documents about the private server that she was using while serving as Secretary of State. Where does that that investigation stand?
Okay. I'm chairman of the Science Committee, and we have jurisdiction over a government agency called the National Institute of Standards and Technology, and that agency sets the standards for government officials and how they should use their servers. And so we want to find out if, in fact, Mrs. Clinton and perhaps others adhered to the standards that we have set for individuals who are public officials and how they use their servers. Given the 15,000 work-related emails that Mrs. Clinton tried to delete, but that the FBI discovered, I'm not at all sure she has maintained those government standards, and that's what we want to find out.
All right, and I want to get to immigration. You are a Trump
Sure.
supporter, Congressman, and he is under fire over his immigration stance, with many saying that he's flip-flopping. He's denied those claims. We had Kellyanne Conway as new campaign manager on here. She denied that his stance is softening. He's going to be speaking in Texas tonight. As a supporter of Donald Trump, what are your thoughts on that?
I think Mr. Trump is 100% right, and so do most of the American people. We need to secure the border first. We have over 500,000 people coming into our country illegally every year. 10 million people are in the country illegally. A nation is not a nation without laws and without secure borders. So I agree with Mr. Trump. Secure the border first, and that is what he has said is going to be his first order of business. Quite frankly, the administration's policies are encouraging more illegal immigration. You have a president who wants to give amnesty to millions of people. You have Mrs. Clinton who wants to give amnesty to even more millions of people than President Obama. But all that does is encourage more people to come into the country illegally if they think they're going to be rewarded with amnesty. And we need to look out for American taxpayers, American workers, and we do not need millions of people coming in to compete with unemployed Americans for scarce jobs.
All right, Congressman Lamar Smith, thank you for joining us this morning.
Good to be with you.
All right.